Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the highlights, you've heard the rumors, but now it's time to get the real scoop. We pull back the curtain on the world of sports entertainment and give you the unfiltered truth. From the biggest pay-per-views to the latest shocking headlines, you're locked in for the ultimate wrestling discussion. This is Between the Ropes, only on the Empty the Bench Network. Now, here's your host, Kristie Wilson.
Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. I'm your host. My name is Kristie Wilson, and just a word of warning: if you do not watch the show, like this man says, you are cursed. Shout out to Danhausen. I hope he doesn't curse me. I did give him a shout out. So sorry about all that, everybody. Let's get to the stuff at hand here. There, of course, is the ticker, amongst other things. And of course, go here. You can follow BTR at BTRETB. Of course, the ticker, like it says, follow the show, the network, and of course me. Follow the network. And of course, the big one, youtube.com/ETB network. We continue to push to 3,000 watch hours, and we continue to push towards 4,000. So check out all the programming and everything that we've got going on here. This is actually not going to be a bad show. I think it's actually going to be a really good show. So sit back, relax. If you have a drink, doesn't have to be in a cup like this, but if you have it, drink, enjoy. Let's get started, shall we? All right. The first big topic is AEW Dynamite Beach Break in Clearwater, Florida was this Wednesday. Of course, they got Collision. I will preview it at the end of the show. And not a bad show, really good. It seems like the city of Clearwater, Florida, very welcoming to them, to AEW, and the venue looked really, really cool. It had 2 title changes. I'm going to get to one, and there was a reason for this title change. Konosuke Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher for the International Championship. Fletcher won his second singles title in his AEW career. And there is a reason, of course, if you follow New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 Climax is coming up, and Takeshita's in the tournament, so it made sense that, that Takeshita dropped the title before he heads over to Japan to compete in what I personally think is probably one of the absolutely toughest tournaments probably one of the toughest wrestling tournaments ever. I mean, if you are a big-time New Japan geek, or you just love wrestling in general, you know about this. The G1 is not a joke. It's hard, it's difficult, and it's a grind. It's a real honest-to-God grind, and I think Takeshita is ready for this, but it made sense for him not to walk into that event with a championship. So Fletcher is the international champion. I suspect when Takeshita is done with the G1, he'll come back, and that might be a title he could go after. No, it's possible. Definitely a possibility. Now, there were other matches. We had the Casino Gauntlet match to determine who was going to face Tekla at Redemption. Willow Nightingale won. And Mercedes Moné, of course, was there. And it just... Oh, boy. We know Willow and Mercedes have history. Do I think Tekla walks into All In as champion? That is a possibility. I don't want Willow to beat Tekla and have what happened to her way back 2024 when Mercedes showed up and won the TBS title and held it hostage for over 584 days until Willow got it back, New Year's Smash in this past December 31st. So the big match on this card, and I talked about it last week when it was announced and why I don't like it, is Kenny Omega versus MJF for the world title. Omega won. All you boneheads out there in the IWC was calling for Kenny to win. You got your wish. You better enjoy it while it lasts because we know what the end result is going to be. It'll end August 30th, London, England, Wembley Stadium, All In. Ospreay walks out of that event, the AEW World Champion. So basically what you IWC assholes wanted, it's not going to be a long reign. Kenny is going to be nothing more than a transitional champion. He's just going to hold the belt until All In when he and Ospreay go at it. And I gave everybody so many reasons why that belt did not need to change hands at this event. I said why. I'm sure TK was like, probably said like valid point by her, but I'm still going to go for it. Was it the right choice? I'm sure for a lot of you it was. I didn't believe that for 1 second. I felt if you want to do the classic heel versus babyface matchup, you've got to have Max defend that championship at All In against Ospreay. That's how it should have been, but you know what? Makes me wonder. I don't doubt that Omega's going to have a title match at Redemption, which is going to be in Montreal, and he's going to walk out of his home country of Canada, still the champ before he goes into England, and he has to drop it. There's so many implications. The storyline got completely effed up. Do I think eventually Ospreay and MJF are going to face each other at some point down the line? Yeah, probably. That's a possibility. But the story was right there. Right there. If you decided to pivot, I get being unpredictable. It can be a good thing. This feels like a situation should not have happened. If the stipulation had not been in place, I don't know. But what's done is done. Can't be helped. Omega's the champion. He's probably going to go up against somebody like Andrade, probably at Redemption, or Swerve Strickland, or maybe, just maybe, the possibility would be, what did I do? A wise Latino man was it? How you know? Yeah, good question, KB. How you know? By the way, hi. How you know? I don't know. I know Andrade wants an opportunity. A certain Jungle Man wants an opportunity. I'll talk about him later on in the show. I'm sure someone from the Don Callis family wants a shot at Kenny. And then probably afterwards want a shot at Ospreay. But we'll see what happens on this one. Look, it was a good show. I can understand Fletcher becoming the international champion because Takeshita's going to the G1 in Japan. Understandable. This, Max versus Omega, with Omega winning. Like, I've already expressed my opinion about it. I'm not happy about it, but like everyone else, you gotta live with it. So there's that. Now, this next topic, by the way, I gotta give a big shout out to former NXT star Mandy Rose and her husband Tino Sabbatelli. I can't even pronounce his last name. Holy shit. It's one of those, I guess you could say, difficult Italian last names. I mean, has nothing to do with it, by the way, but here we go. I'm going to get in here. I have it right here. I know what it is. Yeah, it's Mandy Rose and her husband, Tino Sabbatelli, announced they are expecting their first baby. By the way, mad congratulations to Mandy and her husband. Hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, healthy pregnancy and a beautiful, healthy little bundle of joy comes into the world. So happy for you guys. So that's really, I thought that was really sweet. I'm happy for them. So, but on to the next one. This one was shocking. That's right. Sheamus, real name Stephen Farrelly. He's no longer with WWE. No longer with the company. And I was very surprised to hear about this because he's been such a mainstay in that company for a really good amount of years. And I just feel like, do I feel like it was time? No, because the fact that he's leaving WWE having not become a Grand Slam champion, think about it. The one title Sheamus has never held in his career is the Intercontinental Championship. That doesn't sit right with me. He's had opportunities to win it, and he just kept getting screwed over in favor of other ones. His name is Tonio Fettuccine Alfredo. No, I don't think Mandy and her husband Tino are going to name their baby after an Italian delicacy. Their baby. I don't think they will. But back to Sheamus. He's not a Grand Slam champion, no Intercontinental Championship. I've mentioned he's had opportunities for it. For some reason, Vince McMahon and then later TKO said, well, that's great. You folks all want him to have it. We're just not going to give it to him. Another one of those. And the reason this news ended up breaking, thanks to Nico Campanelli, who, does all the behind the scenes stuff. He sent me this, which, Sheamus changed his Twitter, did changes to his social media profile, going to his real name and his bio, simply pro wrestler. Then I saw this tweet where he got moved to the alumni section. He's been with WWE for 19 years. This guy has won almost literally everything except NXT. But I know it's leading to quite. He even reposted a tweet response. I'm scrolling down to look for it right now because I know I've got it. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Banger after banger after. I can't read the whole thing because it's banger after banger after banger after. Sheamus, love you, man. God damn. Holy shit. But no. I remember him fondly. He was a Money in the Bank contract winner. He's won the WWE championships. He's had matches against the best of the best. Even teamed up with his friend, with Claudio Castagnoli, then Cesaro. They called themselves The Bar, won multiple Raw tag team championships. He seemed like an honest-to-God odd pairing. The Celtic Warrior versus the Swiss Superman, as Claudio used to be called when he was in WWE. They did so much stuff. It was pretty awesome. But I just wish Sheamus had left WWE as a Grand Slam champion with that Intercontinental Championship that he'd never won. But it has led to questions. Yeah, just don't join the Don. No, I don't want him in the Don Callis family. I'm going to tell you where I'd like for him to go, KB. Yes, AEW definitely seems like the right place for Sheamus. Would be a good place for him. And, he could, if, say, Claudio Castagnoli gets disgruntled with the Death Riders, he and Sheamus can always reunite. They don't have to call themselves The Bar, of course. Because I'm sure WWE owns the rights to that particular tag team name. I'm sure they'll come up with something like, oh, God. Oh, Sheamus versus... Okay, I'm getting to that, Bobby. I mean, good point there. Sheamus versus Brody King, too. Big, massive dudes. I mean... Like I said, heck, Sheamus doesn't even have to reunite with Claudio to reform their epic WWE tag team. Like Bobby said, Sheamus could have matches against Brody King, Jon Moxley, Bandito, Swerve, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page. List is endless. Like you always said, banger after banger after banger after banger. Across the board in AEW. Heck, Sheamus can even have matches against Mox because they used to go up against each other a lot in WWE. Even when Mox, when he was Dean Ambrose, teamed up with Seth Rollins and they beat The Bar for the tag team titles. And heck, one of their better known matches was when Claudio accidentally hit the top of the ring post and his teeth got stuck up in his face. I mentioned Swerve, Bobby. I did. And thank you. So Sheamus can have many matches. I think AEW is a possible destination for him, but there are other things you can do. He has been, maybe he and his wife Isabella want to start a family. Maybe he wants to become a dad. He also was diagnosed with spinal stenosis back in 2017, so I'm sure TK would, if he did join AEW, Tony Khan would be very careful in how he booked Sheamus to make sure any problems were everything would be as carefully put together as possible. Thank you. But yeah, maybe that needs to be taken into consideration. But maybe Sheamus wants to retire. He could do a podcast. He gets great insight. He has the Celtic Warrior Workout YouTube channel. I mean, if he owns the rights to it, if that's his actual channel, if he owns it, he can go to work with any wrestler to show off. Like, he's done everything from, like, he doesn't do CrossFit very well. There's some videos, him with Claudio, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. Watch those from a few years ago before, like, Mania 35 and everything like that. That was hilarious. Him trying to do some of the exercises and he looked gassed. So, but Sheamus, I think, yeah, AEW seems like the most likely landing spot. Probably knows a good number of people there. I mentioned Claudio Castagnoli. I mentioned Mox. Excuse me. But I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows of Pac. That sort of. I mean, like I said, number of matches he can have in AEW is limitless. So I think if he wants to keep going with his wrestling career, I think AEW is the way to go for him. So Sheamus. Thank you. Now, another big thing ended up happening. By the way, shout out to the 98 people watching me live. How are you folks today? I'm going to get to something else. But first, I think TNA would be close with any main event. Yeah, they do need main event talent because right now, your main event, I can't believe this happened. You had Nick Nemeth versus Jeff Hardy. I have something for that. By the way, KB, I just need to... Ugh. I know what it is. Well, I don't have here. It's just ridiculous. It would be great, but I don't know. I have no clue on that one, KB, but here we go. That's right. The scheduled date for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view event has been scheduled, as you see in the banner. August 21st, Philadelphia is your location. Where's it taking place at? The 2300 Arena, the home of ECW. Yeah, this is going to be pretty major. I know the common question is going to be, is this where Athena loses the championship? I don't know. They are starting to build up everything leading towards this event, and I know that Athena now has one of the absolute longest title reigns in history. It's very boring. Yeah, I'm getting to that, Bobby. You want to see a rematch between Athena and Maya World? Yeah, I think that could be what we're getting for a women's world title match, is Athena versus Maya World. I mean, Maya did really good in that casino gauntlet match at Beach Break. Maya, it seems like the death of a family member is an absolutely terrible thing, but it can be a very motivating factor. But I think for Maya, if you really want to keep the momentum going with her, because I think she is white hot at the moment. She's got this momentum. People are rallying behind her. People are supporting her and everything. I would love for Maya World to be the one to dethrone Athena and become the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. I'm sure the internet would be buzzing for days after this event, continuing to show Maya all the love and everything. She deserves it. She absolutely deserves it. She is a rock star. She deserves the opportunity. Athena, your time's been up for a long-ass time, woman. Give it up. Exactly. I mean, I like Athena too, Bobby, and the reign has been too long. It is. I've said this before, if you've watched past episodes of my show, Bobby, which is, I have called Athena the Roman Reigns of Ring of Honor, as in having a long as fuck title reign that's been going on way, way, way too long. And she has been dropping that title for her has been long overdue. It needs to happen. And I think Maya should be the one to do it. That's just how I feel. We'll find out more about other matches for tag team titles, 6-man tag team championships. Who is Bandito going to face in a Ring of Honor World title match? I don't know. We'll find out. If it's someone from the Don Callis family, Tony Khan's going to hear it from me, because I don't want any member of the Don Callis family to set foot within Ring of Honor and even get a sniff of that Ring of Honor World title. No, that ain't happening. I don't want it to happen. So this should be fun. It's coming up next month. I know people are pointing out the scheduling 9 days before All In. Hey, I don't mind it at all. Not at all. Yeah, Ring of Honor Pure Championship too. I know. Same with the women. They got all that. I think all the titles are probably going to get put on the line, Bobby, at Death Before Dishonor. So there's that. We got another pay-per-view that just got announced. A scheduling date. It's All Out. This AEW OG pay-per-view, along with Double or Nothing, scheduled September 26th in Chicago now. I don't want to hear anyone moaning, groaning, whining, and complaining like, oh, why did Chicago get this? Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, give me... Okay, you just had an idea. Athena drops the title to Maya in Philly, and Athena has her final Ring of Honor goodbye at Final Battle in December, goes to AEW full-time. That is a great idea, KB. That is a really great idea because I know a lot of us, I think you and I have talked about it. We've talked about it with other people that we know. I mean, Athena needs to go to AEW and start competing for the other championships on this roster. So that would be something. Would I have Sheamus debut to All In or All Out? That's a good question, Bobby. I mean, look, Sheamus is from Ireland. Him debuting at All In would make sense. But All Out, I don't think is that bad either. I really don't. Either one is good. I can't choose which one. But back to this one. This is, like I said, an OG AEW pay-per-view event. It's been going on in Chicago for a long-ass time. I know people are complaining, well, why not take All Out to other cities? Chicago just works. I would like to see it at the United Center. Or, I don't know. Oh my God, this just came to my idea. Since AEW did recently have Brawl in the Ballpark at Target Field in Minneapolis, I got a better idea. Depending on the situation with the Cubs. Hold on. Hey, Doc. Sheamus sees the debut of JCW. Oh my God. That'd be fun. That would be great, actually. I'd like to see that. That would be great. That's a good idea there, Doc. I like that. But back to All Out. I mentioned they think it was yesterday they had Brawl in the Ballpark at Target Field. What now? I'm trying to get this idea. Thank you, Bobby. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Okay. This depends on the situation and the scheduling. I got an idea. How about have AEW All Out at Wrigley Field? All that Ivy, you have the ring set up. I don't know how you would do it, but it just sounds so freaking good. If what I've heard is true, then maybe AEW is trying to test out possibility of MLB stadiums. All Out at Wrigley Field. Oh my God. Oh, I hope if there are any Cubs fans out there who love AEW and like this idea, go in the comments, give me a thumbs up if you like it. So, excuse me. But I think that would be, but of course for now, it's going to be where it's going to be. But just the idea, that has me very excited. Just the idea of All Out, if you're going to keep it going in Chicago, have it at Wrigley Field would be fucking awesome. Oh, they might do All In. No, I don't know about All In next year, KB, at Wrigley Field. I don't know. Ask a certain friend of ours if he likes the idea of All In at Yankee Stadium. Ask him about it and then come back to me with the response. Wrigley Field, not a bad idea either, KB. Not a bad idea either. But, oh God. But, of course, it's September 26th. Is going to be at the Now Arena in Chicago. So that's what's going to be for next year. For this year, but next year, I think KB, me, definitely have some ideas. I am going to wait for the answer from a mutual friend of his and mine if All In at Yankee Stadium would be a good idea. We'll find out, hopefully. Okay. I'm going to get off of this. This just got me excited with the whole Wrigley Field idea. Yes, recent news had come out that Jake, the legendary Jake the Snake Roberts reveals he's not with. Oh, awesome. Yeah, it is awesome there, Bobby. WWE will lose their minds if All In 2027 is at Oh, God! Thank God, now I got ideas going through my head, KB. Holy crap. MSG would be wild. So freaking wild if next year is at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. I would love that. That would be great. Oh, tickets would probably be gone like that. And now I got to get to Jake the Snake Roberts. He's no longer working for AEW, but according to him, it sounds like he left on great terms. So I guess the door is always open for him to come back if he wanted to. But he said, loved it working for AEW, loved it. I just finished up working for him, Tony Khan. I'm no longer employed by AEW. Tony Khan is awesome. He really is a breath of fresh air. Well, that's great. I love that Jake the Snake Roberts shows TK so much respect. Oh, yeah, tickets will be sold out too, Bobby. I agree. Back to the previous topic, but yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts, we know he came into AEW. He was sort of the manager for the Murder Hawk monster Lance Archer, and I remember I think it was all Double or Nothing 2020. It was Archer versus Cody for the TNT title. I'll be the first one to say, not orange and blue skies, all elite skies. Yes, I like that. Hello, Connor. I remember when people were spreading rumors about Jake doing drugs. I never believed it. I never did either. In fact, the whole Sheamus thing from Walter, is Sheamus going? I think he is. I definitely think he is. But we're going to get back to Jake the Snake Roberts. I love the fact, despite the fact he is a wrestling legend, he's showing TK unbelievable respect. And like I said, it sounds like he left the company on great terms. So I guess the door is open for Jake the Snake Roberts to come back if he wanted to. And the story I was trying to tell before I read the last really great comments that I ended up getting was I think it was Double or Nothing 2020 during the pandemic, which we know was a real friggin' bummer for all of us. But thank God AEW was there. It definitely lifted my spirits, that's for sure. But Jake the Snake Roberts was the manager for the Murder Hawk monster Lance Archer. Archer had a match against Cody Rhodes for the newly formed TNT Championship. They did the tournament. You know where I'm getting at with this. Jake the Snake comes out. He comes out with the bag. You know the bag that he carried with him. It had a friggin' snake in it, and it scares the shit out of me. And the only thing going through my head, if you know, is snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? Watch the Indiana Jones movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yep, he had a snake, all that stuff. But I think, Jake the Snake, he did great stuff. I'm sure he did a lot of really great behind the scenes work with AEW. And like I said, it sounds like he left the company on really, really good terms. So like I said before, sounds like the door is open to him if he wants to come back, if he wants to help out in any way, like with a pay-per-view or something. We'll see. But Jake the Snake, thank you, sir. Thank you. So there's that. If you want to, I swear, if ATTB gets to 4,000 watch hours, we need a brand deal with Mountain Dew. And I would like an unlimited supply of Baja couple citrus. I want a ton of this. Thank you. I'm just putting it out there, by the way. I'm just being a goof. Of course, that's who I am, naturally, a goof. So I'm going to get to... I'm going to get out of this right now and go to the next topic here. TNA's Destination X. For all you TNA nerds out there, you know what this event is all about. It hasn't been on in 9 years, but it's making a comeback, and it's November 15th in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So, oh, Lord, that is definitely going to be something to look forward to if you really are into this stuff. I would love to, goddamn. It's definitely going to be, someone came up with a really great comment. The show needs to be an X Division exclusive featuring any and all of the following, and he came up with all these. See if these sound familiar to any of you out there who's watched TNA in the past. Option C, X Cup, World X Cup, Ultimate X, Ladder Match, Full Metal Mayhem. Do those sound like good ideas to you? They do to me, and I am a bit of a sicko, so there's that. Oh, the home of, yeah, Lee, the home of Chris Benoit. Yeah, definitely him rest in peace. So, but yeah, love the fact TNA is doing this. So there's all that. So would there be an ultimate X match? That would be freaking awesome if it was. And it's definitely something to think about, definitely something to consider. But I like this idea. They're finally bringing this back. Is this going to be a regular thing? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I guess they're going to take a look at it and see if it'll work. But the idea of the one guy whose tweet I read under, I think is at Boston Erman, it's Boston, then ARMAN, mentioned all those. So if you like any of the ideas, option C, X Cup, World X Cup, Ultimate X, ladder match, and Full Metal Mayhem, leave a comment. Definitely leave a comment. So let's get to next thing. Fast channels have been talked about on this network. Nick Morganson has talked about it. He talked about it on ETB Sports. He talked about it on Press Row. I've mentioned it on this show in terms of Tubi, Prime Video doing AEW Fast channels. Well, another one has joined the Fast channel group, and that's Roku, because you're going to get to see Dynamite on the new Fast channel, I forgot what the heck it stands for, but I know it's shit. I'm not even going to try because I can't remember. I've had a busy few days. I can't remember everything. Oh, you do like the idea, Bobby? Awesome. And it is awesome. I agree. I've got a topic on that one, KB. I'll get to it. But yeah, new Fast channel on Roku. If you have a Roku subscription, check this out. It should hopefully they have a ton of episodes, including the ones that happened after AEW got the all clear to go back on the road and start doing their thing. And I actually have the statement here, which I have to click on, this was from July 7th, by the way. It says, All Elite Wrestling Today announced that the Watch AEW Fast channel is now available on Roku. The Watch AEW Fast channel is free and features some of the biggest moments in AEW history, with content being added continuously. Ooh. Excuse me. Pardon me. The Roku channel is the latest platform to carry the Watch AEW Fast channel, joining alongside MyAEW.com, HPTV, Amazon Prime Video, LG TV, Tubi, and Quickcast/Stream Mix. Additional announcements on future platforms for the Watch AEW Fast channel will be made in the near future. Hey, can you do a deal with Samsung? I have a Samsung TV. That would be fantastic. Yeah, my AEW slowly becoming what the WWE network was, and I love it. Yeah, I do too. And I just love AEW kind of spreading its wings to all these streaming platforms, including the free ones. Tubi being free. I know for a fact it's free because I have it, and you can watch, like I said, WWE Evolve, or if you're into movies, they got a really nice library full of really good movies. But I'm actually gonna, since KB brought it up, and I'm gonna bring it over here. Yeah, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, the company started by Scott D'Amore, is now streaming on myaew.com. So this is, I know I had personally on the show been calling for a Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling app, but it seems like Scott D'Amore decided to do business with Tony Khan, and guess what? Business is good, because now we're going to get Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's new show, Mayhem, on myaew.com. I think it's going to be fantastic. I love this. Definitely Scott D'Amore giving this the middle finger to TNA, saying, this is what happens when you stupidly decide to let me go. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to create something amazing, and I'm going to be working with different people, different promotions, and I'm going to get an opportunity like this. That is exactly what this is. So basically, TNA, you fumbled the ball so bad with Scott D'Amore. You really did. Oh, I think it would be awesome to see the AEW National Championship defensive. Yeah, that's a possibility there, Bobby. It definitely would be a possibility. What now, KB? The Canadian national anthem. Oh my God. No comment. No comment. But I think this is cool. Like I said, Scott D'Amore, he's he's built this company. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We're gonna see more people like AEW people, like some of the women mixing it up with the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Women's Champion Giselle Shaw, and oh my God, I would love to see. There's so many people like heck. I'd love to see Mox compete in this company and see what he can do, which would be cool. Maple syrup. I love maple syrup too, KB. Andrade for the AEW National Championship beats Mark Davis this year. I think Andrade's got he's got higher aspirations, Bobby. He wants to go for the AEW World Title, and I've mentioned I think Kenny's first defense of the AEW World Title will probably be against Andrade at Redemption if they decide to do that. So, but yeah, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. This is myaew.com. I mean, I'm excited. I still want the myaew.com app. Come on, Tony Khan. I know you got, you can get together with a tech company, put it all together. You could. Okay. Get off this and say hi to the 111 people watching me live. Hey, it's gone up to 112. Holy shit. I love it. I love it. Now I'm going to get to something really caught my attention. If you are a fan of independent wrestling and you've heard of the name Richard Holiday, there are reports going around that he could potentially be going to WWE. Let's just say, this is something Nico also sent me, was finally Fightful is reporting independent wrestling standout Richard Holiday is said to be picked up by a major promotion. Seems WWE is the landing place for the former Major League Wrestling Tag Team Champion. Fightful reports Holiday signing is expected soon. If he isn't already signed, I wouldn't be surprised if he was signed. And WWE seems to be where he's going to go. Of course, a lot of people still think it's like the big league, like the equivalent of saying you're minor league baseball and you get called up to the big leagues, to the Major League Baseball, for example. That's one thing. You like see William Nightingale, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, and oh my God, Bobby, you just gave me an idea for a dream match right here. Willow Nightingale versus Giselle Shaw. Come on, bring it. Scott D'Amore. Call Tony Khan. Put your heads together. Book it. That'd be something. Thank you, Bobby, by the way. We're talking about Richard Holiday now. Yeah, reported to go to WWE. I don't think he took AEW into consideration. I think I know why. It's a guess. I could be 100% wrong. He has an ex-girlfriend working for AEW who's married to a former AEW World Champion. Yeah, Alicia Atut. But he is free to go wherever he wants. I mean, he could go to AEW if he wanted to, but it sounds like WWE is where he's focused on. Giselle versus Megan the Path of Trace. What, KB? Okay, Megan Bain. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why there are kitty ears behind me, I have a new office chair. This thing is effing comfortable, by the way. But Richard Holiday, I think if you really, if you want to put him in WWE, what now? It's just pretty funny there. Yeah, KB is hilarious, right, Bobby? Absolutely. Okay. Richard Holiday, is he going to go to WWE? I think so. Is he going to go to NXT? I think that would be a good place for him to start. He's got all that experience and everything like that. So, put him in a match against Naroku. Put him up against the man who's big, bad, and will body slam your dad, Mason Rook. Put him against Miles Bourne. Tony D'Angelo. Thank you, Bobby. I like my chair, too. It's a good chair, nice, soft, comfortable, and the kitty ears are a very, very cute touch. I love it. I'm a cat mom too, so that factors into it as well. But no, Richard Holiday. This guy, he's definitely, I think he's going to go to NXT, and I think, in all honesty, he's going to probably have some, like Sheamus always said, banger after banger after banger after banger. So, I'm going to get off this because I got something I got to do. Here we go. But I gotta read a comment first. Okay. Big Bang Theory, people. If you know, you know. Yeah, definitely be in contention for championships in NXT, Bobby. I don't disagree with that at all. I gotta do something here real quick here. The weekend's almost over, but the conversation is just heating up. Kick back in the ETB Lounge with Callum McClurg and Nick DiMartino every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Join us for our 3-hour live format where we unite the full panel of ETB hosts to break down a pivotal day in sports, pardon me. From the prestige narratives of major championships and MLB afternoon slates to the chaos of the NBA playoff picture, we cover it all. Whether you're here for the happy hour prestige or the spillage, where we roast the day's biggest blunders and gambling bad bets, the lounge is your home for sports therapy. Yes, it is. Only on the Empty the Bench Network. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ETB Network. So that's definitely something. Now, next one. If you love HOG, House of Glory Wrestling, which is, I think, based out of New York, they have decided to make a big decision. Triller TV is absolute garbage right now. So House of Glory Wrestling is decided they're going to leave. And, oh, pardon me. I am so sorry about that. And they'll start streaming live on YouTube. I mean, I do honestly think it is a smart move because House of Glory is, I think it's various people, Indy Hartwell, Steph DeLander, a couple of wrestlers that I know of who have competed for House of Glory. I think Indy Hartwell even won a championship with House of Glory. So that's one thing. And I got to tap on the link here. Yeah. This is going House of Glory Commissioner Jason Solomon announced that HOG High Intensity will stream live and free on their YouTube channel starting August 7th. Ooh. HOG events previously streamed on Triller TV Plus, but the promotion announced they would be leaving Triller at the last event. HOG High Intensity will feature Matt and Jeff Hardy, Eddie Kingston, Shayna Baszler, Ricky Sosa, and more. Ooh, this sounds good. This sounds really good. It is a smart move, Bobby. I agree. It is a smart move. I think Major League Wrestling decided to do that too with their show Fusion to bring it to YouTube, so people like you, people like me can enjoy it. So the rest of it goes HOG. Yeah, it's the second company in recent, ironically, House of Glory Wrestling, the second company in recent months to move off of Triller TV and onto YouTube, with Wrestling Revolver having previously announced it's going to do the same thing. So Triller TV has dealt with a number of issues over the years, including claims of being behind on payments or not making payments. That's naughty. So no wonder. But, like Bobby said in the comment, he thinks it's a smart move, and I totally agree with him on that. It is a very smart move to do that. Ooh, Charlie, who was Dakota Kai, also did a match at House of Glory during Mania weekend against Shotzi Blackheart for Shotzi's House of Glory. Yeah, I think I saw some stuff on Instagram about that, Bobby, or maybe on X. I might have seen something like that. Yeah, they definitely had a really good match. Hey, they just might, KB. House of Glory could just go to my AEW. I mean, depends on if Jason Solomon can work and Tony Khan can work together on making that a possibility. But it's definitely getting interesting. It definitely is getting interesting on that front. Now, TNA has had some, let me get the banner off here real quick. Click. Now, TNA, we know all the stories. I've reported it. I've talked about it multiple times on this program, which is concerning either letting certain talent go or, letting certain talent stay. They've been cutting a lot, including a lot of backstage people. 122 people watching me live. Hi, everybody. But they did manage to keep a couple of people on. That's right. Rich Swann and Daria Ray are both staying with TNA. Rich Swann, we know he was formerly in WWE. I think he was a former cruiserweight champion. A lot of stuff happened that got him booted out of the company. I can't remember what it was, but he said, quote, "I really believe in this company. I feel great. I feel like right now TNA is at the spot that it needs to be. We're killing it every Thursday night, and I'm just happy to be a part of that. I've been a part of Impact Wrestling and TNA since 2018. To have this freaking spot, it just feels awesome. I really believe in this company, from the X division to the tag division to its knockout division. What drives me is I've seen this company at its lowest, and people have always targeted TNA. They said, oh, they're going to die. Oh, they're going to They're going to lose their grip. They ain't going to be nothing. There ain't going to be a footnote in this industry. I've seen us rise from the ashes and shut the doubters up, and I love being a part of that. That's another thing that drives me. I love proving people wrong. I love it. And, good for him. It seems like TNA offers him that stability that I think he needs. So it's good for him. Seeing Daria Ray, I think she made her debut with TNA last year, is in an authority figure role where she's constantly definitely the battle of the egos between her and Santino Marella. So that has something to do with it, I think. But honestly, I'm honestly surprised about her staying, because I didn't think she would. I wasn't sure how that would work, but it seems basically she's definitely clicked with people. Yeah, she made her debut this when TNA Impact debuted on AMC. Oh, definitely congrats to Rich Swann. He's in a company that believes in him, Bobby. So I think that's a very important thing for him. And as for Daria Ray, or formerly Sonya Deville, her sticking around, deciding to stay with TNA is as where the so-called director of operations. And like I said, it's been a battle of egos between her and Santino Marella. I mean, eventually Daria Ray is going to have to get her ass back in the ring at some point, because she is good in the ring. She is pretty good in the ring. Former MMA fighter, made that transition from MMA to pro wrestling, has done very nicely, that sort of thing. So, but her and Rich Swann staying, I think, is a good sign. You want to keep some stability on that roster despite everything that's been going on that I've talked about, and probably other podcasts I've talked about as well. For sure, everything. I mean, even someone who I think is nothing but a curmudgeon, a moron, Dave Meltzer's talked about it. So, but yeah, got all that there. And it turns out they're not the only ones deciding to stay with the company. Here's someone else who's decided to stick around and stay. Yeah, that's right, Jack Perry. This was during Beach Break on Wednesday, and he announced he is staying with AEW. One of the original 4 pillars. He's had success. He's been TNT champion, tag team champion with Luchasaurus. He's been FTW champion. He talked about literally everything. One of the reasons he wanted to stay, he's made friends. Sure, he's made enemies. He met the love of his life, Anna Jay, who I think AEW should re-sign, because if she goes to WWE, she's going to get lost in the shuffle really bad. So, but him staying, his success and the fact that he believes in what AEW is doing is it's a big thing. And for him to stay is major, because I really don't think AEW really wanted to lose him. And supposedly, according to some reports, WWE might not have had that much interest in wanting him to come to their promotion. And I know what they would have done with him. They would have probably made him cut his hair. They probably would have made him change the gimmick he's had probably for his entire pro wrestling career. So I definitely don't think. I honestly think Jack Perry staying with AEW is definitely a good idea. I'm calling it Jurassic Express versus New Day in 2027. Hey, I won't believe it until I see Kofi Kingston and Austin Creed show up in AEW. That's what I'm thinking. Or better yet, KB. Better yet, Jurassic Express versus Motor City Machine Guns. Maybe. We'll see, though. This sounds like Jack, however, has aspirations to go for the AEW World title. I don't know. Maybe he might be who Kenny Omega faces at Redemption. I don't have any idea. Addressing my comment on Anna. Anna Jay should re-sign with AEW, and then she could continue to tag with Ty Mello. They would be great AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Yeah, I mean, I think they should have been the ones to beat Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. They should have beaten them. And yeah, you do agree. She would get lost in WWE. I absolutely agree with that. But yeah, Jack Perry staying. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Another one caught my attention. I can't believe this, but I think my buddy Ben Cruz might like this. There are rumors going around Boston. The city of Boston might be a potential site for Survivor Series. Since we're mentioning events in baseball stadiums, Survivor Series at since this past Survivor Series took place at Petco Park in San Diego, Survivor Series Fenway Park in Boston. That would be something. It would definitely be something. Now, the tweet I got from at _PF Chronicle on Twitter says the city of Boston, Massachusetts made a push to host this year's WWE Survivor Series event. However, it says, however, the negotiations may have stalled during financial talks as of now. No update on where this PLE will land. Well, let's see, it's already July 11th. Let me look up the calendar. It's July 11th. If you were to do Survivor Series in the month of November, let's see, so August, September, October, November. You got 4 months to get your shit in gear on that one, WWE. If it's financial talks, then you know what? You maybe if you decide not to do Survivor Series in Boston, you're the ones who are going to be looking like idiots. You'd be depriving the city of Boston of a grand opportunity of having Survivor Series at either like Fenway Park or Gillette Stadium in the suburb of Foxborough, home of the Patriots. But it would depend if the Patriots are have a home game, possibly the weekend of Survivor Series. Shit. It's just an idea. Just an idea, everybody. But that's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. They got about 4 months to, like I said, they got 4 months or so to figure it out. So now get ready, Boston, to pay about $5 grand. Get ready, Boston, to pay about $5 grand for Survivor Series tickets. Yeah, it depends on its Fenway Park, Gillette Stadium, or TD Gardens. It depends on those 3 places. If they are willing to host this event. We'll see, though. We will see. I gotta be honest here. Try to pick this week's Wrestler of the Week was a little tough, but something happened and made me think, you know what? Definitely might be worth it. And you folks probably thought there is no way she's going to name CM Punk her Wrestler of the Week. Well, guess what? I did. We know what the deal with him is. If you know his history, his Ring of Honor, you name it, WWE, the pipe bomb promo. Oh, and let's not forget the Bloodline Vortex and Workings. Oh, that was no. I'm going to mention Punk working with the Bloodline. Wow, I know. I know. But Punk, we know what the deal with him is. He is who he is. He says he's the best in the world, but he's also probably, I know some people think he's a jackass. Yeah, he can be. Why is he not in the Roast to Wrestler segment? Well, he has been behaving himself, so that's part of the reason why. But he's had undeniable success. It doesn't matter if it's Ring of Honor, WWE, it wasn't AEW. His comeback, I swear, if the United Center got sold out because of a rumor, that was pretty impressive on AEW's part, because they weren't saying anything about it, and he comes back and the whole place. I thought, oh shit, the whole city of Chicago is going to go boom. I thought it was going to go boom. But he did have some success there. There were some problems that come up, and of course we know he attacked Jack Perry and all that. You like the pap talk Punk gave to Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano last night? But yeah. And I found it offensive. I found it very stupid of Candice LeRae to use one of Punk's nicknames, the voice of the voiceless, to describe Sami Zayn, when Sami Zayn is not the voice of the voiceless. It's always been Punk. It's always been Punk. Memorable moments for me, I mean, look, the pipe bomb definitely exposed a lot of facts, and Punk was not telling any lies. He definitely wasn't telling any lies in that one. Did he leave WWE with a bad taste in his mouth? Yes, he did. Did he have to figure out how to did he have to find his way again to get back to pro wrestling? Yeah, he did. And then 7 years later, shows up AEW, like I said, at the United Center, which had been sold out because of a rumor. As soon as Cult of Personality hit, the whole place was probably sounded like it was going to explode. So I gotta be honest, why Punk is in this why I named Punk my wrestler of the week. Yeah, he did challenge Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. We know it was supposed to be Cody, but Gunther attacked him, and Punk stepped in, and now he has the championship in his new black eye. If you watched SmackDown last night, you saw Cody do the kind of like, let me take a look here. And because Cody knows what it's like walking in with the championship on one shoulder and a black eye. So he knows what it's like. And we are going to get them at SummerSlam. Could be the night 1 or night 2 main event. We know about, if you watched before, poor Nick Aldis got attacked by Gunther, which I think is going to set up a match between those two at SummerSlam. Gunther versus Aldis. We are going to get Sami Zayn and Gunther teaming up to face Punk and Cody at Saturday night's main event next week, July 18th at Madison Square Garden, which I'm sure members of the Knicks are probably going to be watching and go, boo, when they see Punk coming out with the title, but he's going to be like, whatever. No offense to the Knicks, they're still riding the euphoric high of being a champion, which I thought was great, but that's besides the point. Punk. What can I say about Punk? He's won pretty much, I think, everywhere he's gone. He's got the beautiful AJ Lee as his wife, and she's awesome too. I think the one thing is, the only thing that can stop Punk in his tracks is his mouth. And I'm sure he understands that. And, but he is the undisputed WWE champion. I know he's going to have a pretty good reign with it. He's going to go, like I said, going to go up against Cody at SummerSlam, amongst other things. So we'll see how this title reign goes. He did have a nice reign as the World Heavyweight Champion before he lost it to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. The 2 main events for SummerSlam were were supposed to get WrestleMania back in April. Yeah. Yep. We didn't get it, though. We ended up getting Roman versus Punk. And then night 1 was Randy Orton versus Cody. But CM Punk, I mean, say what you want about the guy. You can claim he's an egotistical dick. You can call him an asshole. You can call him selfish. You can call him practically every rotten name in the world. I'm sure he doesn't care. But you cannot deny the fact that he's honest. He works. He does his thing. AEW Twitter account announced Death Riders versus Top Flight and AR Fox and Commander for AEW Collision. Yeah, I'm getting to Collision there, Bobby. So hold on there. The SummerSlam card does not look bad. I'm just not giving my pinky toe to say, like, nah, I wouldn't either. Especially if it's in Minneapolis, and I'm sure the ticket prices are through the roof despite the 25% off. That's still too much. Oh, boy. But CM Punk, you, sir, you definitely deserve to be named Wrestler of the Week. You do. I know people are mad because you ended Sami Zayn's title reign at 9 days, but Punk's more the draw. He attracts the attention. So CM Punk. There you go. Now I'm going to give credit to someone for naming this individual. If you watched last week's episode, my friend KB, who's in the chat, mentioned this woman challenging Persephone for the CMLL Women's World Title. I want to put her name up here. Prepare to puke. Yeah, Tessa Blanchard, you woman have had an interesting career. You could have been a megastar. You've been in different promotions. You've done some NXT matches. You never signed with WWE. You're a TNA Knockouts champion. You've worked with CMLL. I know, Bobby, I'm sorry. Tessa, you had all these opportunities. You were Knockouts champion, losing to Taya Valkyrie with Gail Kim as the special guest referee. You even had a match against the legendary Gail Kim. Once you beat her, that's great. And then TNA comes up with probably like the wildest idea of all time. How about we put this former Knockouts Women's Champion against then was called the Impact World Title. I'm not going to call it that. The TNA World Championship. We're going to put Tessa against Sami Callihan. Sounds crazy. Yeah, I know. I know. Never been. I tried. I wanted to like her. I wanted to like you, Tessa, but you just something about you. You're just giving off bad vibes. Really bad vibes. Oh, thank you. It's Snoopy and it says allergic to mornings. I'm only wearing it because I'm having a bad hair day. That's it. My hair is. I need to get a haircut too. I gotta cut it. So eventually I will. But back to Tessa Blanchard. Tessa, I tried to like you. Like I said, they decided to do the craziest thing. What now? Thank you. I'm glad you approve of this rant, KB. But like I keep trying to say, Impact Wrestling, as it was called back, as TNA was called back then, decides to come up with the craziest thing you ever heard of in your life, and that is, I know WWE did this too, but it never really went full in on it, was put Tessa Blanchard up against the TNA World Champion at the time, Sami Callihan. And guess what? A trilogy of matches, eventually ending at Hard to Kill 2020. Are you doing all Elite Collision? Oh, cool. That's cool. I gotta get back to what I'm talking about. Like I said, they put Tessa against Sami Callihan. It ends at Hard to Kill 2020 as she wins the TNA World Championship. First woman to win the top title. Normally, a man would normally have that, but Tessa got it. Yeah, Jordan Grace probably would have been the better choice. I think that would have been a good. I mean, that woman, oh my God. Those muscles on her, oh my God, she scares me a little bit. But Tessa, back to Tessa Blanchard. Before the match against Callihan at Hard to Kill 2020, oh my God. The comments are out of control! Yes, my hair is a mess, okay? I have a bad hair day every day. Okay, Hassan? I appreciate the comments, I do. I'm trying, please, I'm going to ask you to do this. If you have anything to say about what I'm saying about who I decided to rant about, go ahead, leave me an opinion on it. I'm going to get his comment off here real quick. Holy moly. Okay. Tessa is all of a sudden, here's the other thing. She gets accused of spewing racist bullshit comments, so that basically, and also she proved to be a major fucking bitch, because when the pandemic hit, she was supposed to, oh my God. Okay, Hassan, I need you to stop. Yes, I know I need a haircut. Okay, if you have anything to say about who I am talking about in this topic, in this segment, I don't need you to, oh shit, this is pissing me off so bad, I'm having a hard time talking. Okay. Hassan, keep the comments to wrestling. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Please keep the comments to wrestling. Not on my hair, not on my hat, nothing. Keep it at wrestling. But like I said, Tessa proved to be a major pain in the ass. She didn't do any videotape, she didn't do any Zoom calls, appear on Zoom, cut a promo or whatever. Didn't bother showing up because the bitch was in fucking Mexico. Loses the championship because they decided to strip her of it. Thank you. Thank you for the apology. Tessa, you have pretty much burned a lot of bridges. You went to WOW, Women of Wrestling, where you are former WOW World Champion. Here's the other thing you did wrong here. You started fighting with not only AJ Lee, who was a part of the commentary team and the creative team for that, you also butted heads with Jeannie Buss and David McLean, and you got fired. She is toxic, exactly. Nope, you're good, Hassan. You're good. But you butted heads with them. You burned the bridge with them. You burned the bridge with TNA. You came back to TNA, but let's face it, you were not wanted there. Nobody cared. And the other thing is, you're just a big, massive bitch. You were supposed to be this big megastar. You shattered the glass ceiling, and you fucked everything up. You fucked it up. Even your time in TNA, this time around, you were a year and a half into a 3-year contract. You got let go. There was no place for you in TNA anymore. They didn't want you. They didn't need you. They probably just signed you because they fucking felt sorry for you. And like Bobby said, you are toxic, Tessa. You are very toxic. I mean, heck, I still remember comments from people basically saying you're a racist. Yeah, that's who Tessa actually lost the world title to, was the Beast. That's who, because I watched it. I watched that episode when it was on Access TV, and that's who she lost it to. So, and now you have the fucking nerve to basically challenge Persephone for the CMLL Women's World Title. I know you are now full-time with CMLL because they book you better and they pay you more money. Bitch, you should not even touch that fucking championship. You know what? I hope CMLL tells you, Tessa, sorry, you don't get to challenge for that championship. We don't fucking care. Seriously. You go after Persephone, I swear to God, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. And I hope Persephone, if she accepts your challenge, bitch, she beats your ass. And I'm sure hits you with the belt 8 times and tells you, get the fuck out. So Tessa Blanchard, that's all I have to say. Okay, AEW Collision is on right now on TNT and TBS, or TNT, shit. TNT and streaming on HBO Max. So far, I did find the card, but it's not much of one. If you're watching right now, I think it's Hangman Adam Page is opening the show right now. But one of the big matches, there's a couple of matches on this card. Bobby has been mentioning the AEW National Championship. Well, here you go, Bobby. It's going to be Mark Davis is going to put the title on the line against Speedball Mike Bailey. Go Speedball, go. I highly recommend that one. I think one of the biggest matches on this card is Hikaru Shida putting the TBS Championship on the line against Harley Cameron. Shida just won it, so I don't see her dropping it. Oh yeah, yeah. It's not. Well, here's the thing, Bobby. It's not autographed. I wish it was, but yeah, that's Willow and Harley from Winter's Coming when they won the tag team belts. One of the best things. But yeah, that's 2 of the matches. Of course, if you probably listen to Hangman open the show, like I mentioned, Bobby mentioned the national championship. Mark Davis putting it on the line against Speedball Mike Bailey. I mentioned Hikaru Shida versus Harley Cameron for the TBS title. I don't see Shida dropping it because she just won it. So it would make no sense, even though I do think Harley deserves a chance with a singles title. Here's the other big match, of course, is the Ring of Honor World title put on the line. Bandito's putting it up against Katsuyori Shibata of the Ops. So we shall see how that all goes. And of course, so go ahead, check out AEW Collision. It's on right now on, yeah, they are very talented, Bobby. But go ahead and check out AEW Collision, airing now on TNT and streaming on HBO Max. Check out that, because I'm sure they're going to have more matches. Those were the only ones that I could find. But here is, of course, the ticker. You can check out this network, check out this show, check out me. What did I get this time? You wonder if the sisters, yeah, maybe. That's a possibility. But I mean, Divine Dominion, Bobby, yeah, since Divine Dominion attacked them. Yeah, Divine Dominion is very dominant, Bobby. They're very dominant. I'll tell you this after I get this here. Of course, you can follow the show at BTRETB. And Bobby, I'm going to give you who I think should be the next AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. Jamie Hayter, Alex Windsor, the Brawling Birds. That's my opinion, though. Now, the last one, youtube.com/ETB Network. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Check out ETB Lounge coming up tomorrow night. Of course, you can check out all the other programming we have, or check out Press Row. You can check out ETB Sports, Moving the Goalposts, Hitting for the Cycle, Give and Takes with Nate Miller. You name it, we got it. Yeah, definitely. But that's good. Thank you to I think I had upwards of 120 people watching me live. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, KB. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you. As well as, I'm scrolling through all the comments because I did get a good number of them today, which was insane. Thank you, Lee, and thank you, Thank you. Oh, Lord. I got to go down. Ugh. But thank you, everyone in the comments, like KB, Bobby, you name it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you folks next week with a brand new episode of Between the Ropes. See ya.